messages will now become subliminal, but your subconscious mind will be hearing and accepting all of the positive messages. Listen to the tapes as often as you can. The more you listen, the sooner success will come.
Wake me up from this physical world.
Welcome once again to the Awaken Your Positive Inner Voice podcast. I am your host, Kenya Zandrowicz. Thank you all so much for joining me again this week. I hope that you have been having an amazing week. I am beyond excited to be here. I say this during every show because the truth of the matter is I am. I get excited each week. I look forward to this moment when I can sit here with you and I can speak with you and I can connect with you. And I know that it's a really huge thing for me to kind of speak to no one and everyone at the same time. So that in itself is a beautiful space for me to be in. So I'm going to high five myself because I'm pretty excited that this, is even taking place. For those of you who are just now tuning in to the Awaken Your Positive Inner Voice podcast, it is exactly what the title says. Here we learn how to speak to ourselves. Here we learn how to encourage ourselves. And here we learn how to cheer for ourselves. I know that's a little bit corny, but as we grow, I'm starting to add a few more things to the pot that we can use to remind us how special and how important and how strong we truly are in this world and in this life. And that's really what I'm here to do. So every now and then I will pick up those pom-poms and I will remind you, cheer for yourself, keep going, keep moving, and keep following your goals and your dreams. Last week was a little bit tough for me. Life, it does happen. And I was encountered with a situation, not necessarily with me personally, but it caused me to have to reflect on life. And as I was, I guess you could say, as I was down about the situation, I started to think about my own life. And the question that I posed to myself during meditation was, am I living life fully? Am I fully engaged with this reality that's here in front of me? Or am I creating a life half-lived? And as I was being truthful and I was being honest with myself, I had to come to the conclusion that I was not living a life full lived. Now, I've done a lot of things in my life, but I had to go back and I had to think about what those things were and what those heightened moments were and what those, things that I had, accomplished in my life. Did I fully embrace them? Did I fully engulf them and feel them and enjoy them for everything that they were? From the moment an idea came, from the moment that an idea was born all the way up until it was, brought to life. It was implemented. All of the things that it took to make something happen. Did I enjoy every part of the process? Did I allow myself to breathe in every part of the process? And in my earlier years, I would say no. I was doing the things that I thought other people would see and would think was cool, and they were, but I wasn't feeling anything from it. And I talked about this, during season 1, but being able to fully feel and be aware of what's going on in your life at every phase. And I started to think, what if this is my last day? You think about those things sometimes. And for those of you who say you never think about that, I find that truly hard to believe. But every now and then, you're just like, it's not promised. So your goal, your job is to live the best life, become the best version of you, doing the things that you love to do and learning how to navigate through it. The ups, the downs, the lefts, the right, the good, the bad, the ugly, whatever. Just learning how to emotionally navigate through that. And so a lot of things, a lot of the hurts and a lot of the wounds and patterns that we have do stem from things that we've encountered in our younger years. And we hold on to those and we bring them with us. And we have to learn to let them go. You have to make room for the things that you want. And so this particular episode, we are going to discuss living a life, or how should we put this? Living a fully realized life, right? Like really going in and really enjoying everything that this life has to offer. Now, I'm sorry, before I forget, today's mug brought to you by Walks Without Worries. I am not sure if you can read or see that whole thing, but it's there, Walks Without Worries. So that is our mug of the day. Of course, I will put the picture up and you will be able to take a look and go check out the website and all of those beautiful things. But how well and how much of your life are you living? Are you doing things more out of muscle memory, out of habit, without even thinking about what you're doing, without even feeling what it is that you're doing, without even taking it in? And if so, how do you change that? How do you become more mindful and more self-aware about your entire existence? Is it even possible? I think that it is, which is why I continue to evolve and work on myself each and every day. And now, as you get older, you start thinking about all of the things that you've done before and the mistakes that you made. And if you ever had opportunity where you encounter a similar situation, you now know you have the tools and the experience to do something different, which will give you a different outcome. So you got to switch up your living, your life recipe just a little bit, so that you can move forward and begin to acquire and get those things that you want out of life. And how many of you out there have said this to yourselves? Little things. You wake up and you think about the catastrophic side of life before you even think about the blessing and the fact that you woke up. Oh my God, I gotta go to work. Oh my God, I got this bill to pay. How many of you open your eyes and say, thank you? Thank you for another day. I am grateful that I get to wake up. I am grateful that I have this bed that I get to lie in. I am grateful that I have this roof over my head. I am grateful that my feet can hit this floor. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. When you can begin to wake up and start from that point, that becomes habit. And then you wake up with a sense of gratitude, and that can start to outline your entire day. So little things that you're able to do. I am grateful to be able to sit here and drink this cup of coffee. I'm grateful to be able to sit here and speak with you. I am grateful that I am able to work on myself every day. Know that I am evolving every day. I am grateful to share in beautiful experiences with those that I care about. I'm grateful to meet new people. It becomes habit. And then you use the exact same premise when you are about to tackle something that you're fearful of. I am grateful for this opportunity to learn something new. I am grateful for this opportunity to excel in QuickBooks. Who says that? This chick. I am grateful to learn a little bit more about my husband's love of hunting. Although, he talks about it. Okay, for those of you who are married to anyone and they do hunt during the fall seasons, the fall months. I thought, hey, this is not a problem, I can deal with this because it's only a few months out of the year. Now, hunting is all year round, so prepare yourself. It is something that they prepare for all year long. So I had to learn to be grateful for that and listen to his passion when it comes to that side of his life. And that in turn helped me to open up more and speak on the things that I love and share more about myself, and hopefully my life can inspire someone in some form or fashion to go after and do certain things that they love to do. So um, that's definitely something I had to reframe in my own daily life. Instead of looking at something like, oh gosh, I have to hear about this again, I switched it like, oh, I'm so grateful I get to sit here and hear about this again. Because tomorrow's not promised. And now I'm to a point where I am so open to life, its experiences, and taking things in that I now want to share a little bit more. And I don't just mean the pretty pictures that we put on social media. That's great, that's good. But I just mean interacting with my own life, getting to know myself and the things that I enjoy doing and remembering what those things are. Like I had to remember when I was a little girl, pom poms. I had always wanted to be a cheerleader, and I never got opportunity to. And I remember that we lived across the street from Memorial Stadium. I grew up in Baltimore, Maryland. So the Orioles played baseball, although I'm not a huge fan of baseball, ironically, but I did live across the street. And when the team lost, the little promotional pom poms, my cousins and I, we would just stand there because all we have to do is really stand or sit on our front step. And they would say, here, you ladies want these pom poms? And then we would have all of these orange and black pom poms. And we would pretend that we were cheerleaders, and we would sit out there and we would just shake these bad boys. And I love them. So as I started to go through this process of learning how to speak kindly to myself and helping others find their way back to themselves and reframe that negative jargon, I decided, it's all about learning to cheer for yourself. It's all about learning to pick up your own pom poms and shake them when you need that extra push, right? So for me, meditation is something that I do on a regular basis where I can sit and I can quiet my mind and I can slow things down. And the reason I do that is because it's beneficial both mentally, emotionally, and physically. Your body responds to how you're feeling on the inside. Your outer world is a reflection of who you are on the inside. So if you're seeing things and you're feeling things and you're experiencing things that are the complete opposite of where you want to be, that means that you need to take some time to sit with yourself and open yourself up and allow yourself to feel more and understand what those emotions and what it is that you're feeling so you can assess the issue and then you can kind of overcome it. I had a really bad habit of like tensing up. Like I would just keep my shoulders closed because I felt like it was a way for me to protect myself. And when I got into the world of fashion, I loved the runway, and I loved it specifically because it was my opportunity to get up there, to stand tall, to just kind of stand in the moment. And I became very good at it, so much so I started to train it. And when I trained models from the aspect of allowing more confidence in. And how do you do that? You relax your shoulders, you open them up, and you just kind of relax. And you have very good posture, and it's very strong, it's very confident. And I had to learn how to be very mindful and pick up on that. Even still to this day, I find that when I'm encountering a new situation, something new, something I've never experienced before, I kind of want to go hide in the background a little bit and just kind of view it instead of opening myself up and allowing all that is and needs to come from the experience that I'm having to allow it in so that I can become it, so that I can become immersed in it, so that I can experience it, breathe it in and take it in for all that it is, because that's what's going to lead to the next door of opportunity. That is how every situation and every opportunity will grow. That is how you are going to manifest the things that you want in your own life. You have to be open to it and you have to be ready to receive it. Now, some will say that when you're always thinking along the lines of looking at the other dimensional planes, when you're thinking about, I have thought about this, I have dreamed it, and I want to manifest it, and I want to bring it into this life. How do you do that? How do you get it here? How do you get it here in front of you? You prepare for it. You prepare for it. And what I mean by you prepare for it is you allow yourself to live every single experience of it. Everything. The hard parts too are necessary for you to get to what it is that you're looking to receive. And then it doesn't feel like, or at least to me, when you get in the habit and you become mindful that you have to do the work and you take the steps, knowing that the work and the steps that you are taking is what's going to allow it into this reality, allow it to be in front of you and allow for you to experience it, it's going to take the work. And you're grateful for it. And when you're grateful for it, it doesn't feel like work. It's what you have to do. And then when it presents itself and you are there to experience it, to take it in, to hold it, to touch it, to feel it, to taste it, to smell it, whatever that may be, but you're allowed to experience it, you did the work. You prepared for its arrival. It's like having a baby. It takes 9 months. And then here is this beautiful new life form. The business that you want to do. It takes work. You have to do the work. You can look at the business proposal as your 9 months, your gestational period of putting that thing together, doing the numbers, looking at the projection. How is this thing going to live, breathe, provide for you, provide for your family, provide for others, and add something to this world? And I bring that up because I'm a serial entrepreneur. Like, I have ideas left and right. And sometimes all of them, it's almost like you want to just do them all at once. But I have learned to do a little bit for each, right? You lay the platform so that when the opportunity does present itself, when you are financially where you want to be and you can sprinkle a little back into it, you have this juggernaut of a foundation, of a company, of a business, and it just flows. So you have to be prepared for it. You have to mentally be prepared for your success. You have to physically be prepared for your success. Emotionally be prepared for your success. Even financially be prepared for your success. Where's your money going? What are you going to do with it? How are you going to use it? These are all questions that if it's an investor you're going to, they're going to know. If it's a bank you're going to, they're going to want to know. So you have to learn how to speak it and become it. I used to have, and I can say that now, I used to have a scarcity mindset. And I could sit there and wish, I wish I had $1 million. Oh, I wish I had $1 million. Oh, I wish I had $1 million plus dollars. Oh, I wish I had $2 million. Oh, I wish. You can wish all you want to. But if you're not prepared for it to come, so what does that mean? You really have to put some energy into what does that mean. Like, I demand for this particular business. I demand for my Diva Kitty brand to allow me the opportunity to bring in more income so that I can allow her to grow, so that she can reach more individuals and inspire more individuals, which in turn I can assist and help others because I am financially sound. I am financially stable. You have to be very, very clear, very concise. You deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve it. So if you're thinking that there's not enough money out there, you're wrong. If you're thinking they got to print more money to give you what you want, you are absolutely wrong. The money that you seek is there. But what are you going to do with it when you get it? Do you talk money? When you're sitting around with your friends, do you talk money? Do you talk profitable ideas? Do you talk about how you can do more with your time, with your money? If you're direct to consumer, are you talking about your customer who's buying from you? Where do you want your brand seen? If you're talking about your own personal life and the things that you love to do, and if decorating or you want a beautiful home and it's going to require you to purchase more things, did you map it out? Did you visualize it? Did you write it down? What did you do to keep you in line with knowing that it's coming? Every day, do you know that it's coming? Are you grateful for the opportunity to experience it when it comes? And I'm not even going to lie, this morning I had a hard time just telling myself, get up, you're going to record, and you have work to do, you got work, and how are you going to do this? I didn't, the passion was not automatically there this morning. So I had to generate that by doing little things, by making my coffee, by picking out my favorite mug. Like, which mug am I going to share with everyone today? Oh, and about getting excited, letting everyone see the pom-pom. So for those of you who are just listening, when you hear this sound, we are cheering for ourselves. And that ignited the passion again, because then I went back and I started to remember why I'm doing this. Who am I doing this for? Me, first and foremost. And then the goal is that as I'm inspired and as I grow and as I evolve and as this grows, you too are doing the same thing. So whatever it is that you are doing in your life, know and know that it's a benefit to you. It is either a way to show you that this is what I want to do with my life, how can I expand on it, or it's showing you that this is not working for me, how can I change it and expand on my life. Either way, it's for your growth. And I had to understand that. I really did. I was speaking with a friend of mine yesterday, and we were just talking about different things in life. And I've done a lot, and I've been on stages, and I've been congratulated, and I've hit those goals. But as soon as it was over, I felt down. And I talked about this on another podcast that I do called the Backstage Podcast, where I talk about the production life, being behind the scenes and being the wind beneath the wings of other individuals and their products and projects and things of that nature. But this I was just speaking on a moment when I was called out on stage, and I'm standing there and I'm looking at all of these people, and afterwards, I'm being congratulated, and they're shaking my hand and they're saying, great job. And that felt good, but there was something that was missing, and the missing thing was me. I didn't allow myself to be fully engrossed or immersed in the moment, and I missed it. And I missed it. And so now when I go back and I reflect on it, I can't go back and reflect on the feeling of it or what it felt like. I have to go back and I have to see it and try and feel it through whatever imagery was caught. And I missed it. I missed it. And I missed it because I didn't allow myself to open up fully to it. I didn't allow myself to embrace it and take it all in. And I swore from that moment on that I will never do that again. I will always be aware of every situation and every moment that I am in so that I can feel what I like about it, right? I do things that what I call an intentional body scan. And I'm not talking about me hooking myself up to some machine. I'm talking about me hooking myself up to the universal God source machine, where I am literally just feeling my entire body, where I'm sitting, in the chair that I'm sitting in. I'm aware of it, the mug that I'm holding, the temperature that it is, and I'm taking all of it in. The light that's shining on me, the birds that I hear that are chirping outside that you may not, hear. I want to feel and embrace myself in all of it. And I don't want to move through life having a life half lived. I want to fully live it, fully. And you will have some things that will stress you. I'm not saying that you won't, because you will. But when you do have those stressful moments, you're learning how to not allow that stressful moment to take over your life. You take it for what it is. Is there anything that you can do about the situation right now? No, it's happening. But if there is, okay, let me try this. I'll at least go give it a try. But what is happening is a result of a choice, and sometimes it's out of your control. There's nothing you can do about it. Do what you can, but move beyond it. Go to what's next. I'm like, I don't like the way that feels. I don't like the way that feels. I just don't like the way that feels. But I can't change it. I can't change it on my own. I have to do whatever is necessary so that I can go back to it and change the feeling and resolve the issue if it is within my control. And for a lot of us, I'm speaking from experience here. I am not going and trying to find situations and scenarios in life that I can hopefully talk about. These are things that I have experienced. I've done a lot of great things in my life, and sometimes I wonder how I got from there to here. It was just part of my process. It's part of my process. And so I'm speaking from situations, whether they're personally, whether they're professionally, that individuals can identify with. And the whole idea is that whatever it is that you're facing, good, bad, or indifferent, you can speak yourself and talk yourself through it. And sometimes awakening your positive inner voice can be a dialogue that you have with friends, as long as you are open about that conversation. You can speak and awaken your positive inner voice and have that dialogue that flows through you to someone else. You absolutely can. And those individuals can assist you with reframing how you look at things if you open yourself up to allowing them to do the same thing. So open communication can be a beautiful, beautiful thing, as long as each individual, you're on the same energetic frequency when you're doing it. Now, you'll have some people who are upset, like, your spouse, your significant other, family member, they may get upset and they're coming to you from a heated standpoint. The idea is for you not to take it on. Now, I've learned how to say, whoa, this is not for me. Nope. Nope. We can talk about this, but we're going to have to balance it out. Let's get to a place where we can fully talk about those things. And I bring it up with every show. If you have not, please go and take my self-talk assessment, available on my website. Take that. You'll be entered to win a free copy of my Awaken Your Positive Inner Voice book, A Guide to Cultivating Self-Love and Empowerment. And in here, I also have several activities that you and your loved ones and any individual you can do. You can expand upon them if you want to. These books are an easy read. They're available on Amazon, but if you become a member of My Zen Studios, which is now available on my website as well, when you sign up, you will find that you have special discounts. Just click on the My Coffee Mug bookstore, My Coffee Mug bookstore link within your membership, and then you can get a discount on all of the books that I have that are available. I also have some mugs there too. But anyway, moving forward, you can do these things. You can start with yourself, but it's something that you can begin to incorporate in your home. You can incorporate in your work atmosphere. This is a lifestyle. Being able to go in to speak kindly to yourself is part of it. It's part of going from A to Zen, that going from an anxiety state to a Zen filled life. That is what this is all about. We have daily stressors that are out there. They exist. Traffic, phones ringing, kids running around, dogs barking, cats meowing. There are just daily stressors in life. And when you are engulfed in that every single day, all of that plays in the background. By the time you're ready to go to bed, you're trying to figure out, why can't I sleep? You're not getting enough rest, and you wake up the next morning, then your body has not been well rested, then you're tense and you're anxious, and your body will start to reflect that. Your cortisol levels will go up, and then that causes more situations, heart palpitations, you're triggered easily. Anxiety, we said that already. So there's a cycle. There's a cycle to it. So how can you begin to change all of that and cut that off, at the pass, or at least balance it out? And for me, it is truly meditation. And for me, it's mindfulness practices, and I become self-aware. So they now have something, it's called general anxiety disorder. And that is when you have all of these things where your life is that way. And if you live in the city, and the city sounds and horns, and that's just what you're dealing with every single day. But how do you get back to that Zen field life? How do you create those spaces, and how do you breathe and exist in those spaces, and how do you take those moments? And yes, you can go to the spa and you can go to the gym, but what if financially you're not set to do those things? How can you cultivate and create those things on your own? That's what this is. I am very mindful about the things I take in. What I consume, I become. So what I'm watching, what I'm listening to, what I'm talking about, what I'm interacting with, what I'm eating, all of those things, I am extremely self-aware and mindful about. And so I create those things that you can go in and you can watch videos, you can listen to videos, you can read the magazines, you can read the books, you can interact and create those Zen-filled spaces on your own. And as we move forward, we'll also discuss, how can you take an area in your home and how can you create that your peace of mind space? How can you create your pom lifestyle, right? And where you can go and sit and you can think about your life, you can reflect, and you can begin to speak kindly to yourself, and you can use positive affirmations, and you can allow that light, that energy to pour over you. It's not just going to be listening to this podcast, I can tell you that. But it will be continuously listening to this podcast and continuously being mindful and clearing out certain things in your own internal pantry. Take out the garbage. Go through your social media timeline, clean it up a bit. That algorithm is there. It's following you. It's giving you what you spend most of your time with, looking at, reading, listening to. And so change that up. Teach it how you wish to interact with it. It's your life. That's your algorithm. It belongs to you. You're teaching that operating system how it needs to interact with you. Why not teach it how to give you what you need so that you can continue throughout your day on a higher frequency, on a positive level? Why not? I've done it. I'm going to continue to do it. And it is how I exist. It is how I live. And I allow myself to fully live and experience this life. You can do it too. I promise you that you can. You can absolutely do it too. And I will say that it does feel good that when my friends call me, they're calling because they're like, I'm in a place and I'm trying to sort this out. Here's what I'm feeling and I'm thinking. Am I okay with feeling and thinking that? First of all, yes, they're your feelings. But what you need to do is ask yourself why. Is your why the truth, or is your why something that you've carried with you from some situation that years ago that no longer applies to the person that you are today? That's that baggage. That's that thing we need to let go of to make room. Because when you're feeling that and when you're feeling almost stuck, it means you have to offload some things. You got to offload some things so that the things that you want can come to you. And I know I make it seem simple because it is. It is. It's the consistency that can feel like it's difficult. You really do have to be consistent with your inner work, with becoming a better human being, with going after the things you truly want in your life. And how ready are you at this moment in time to receive it? Because if you're not fully aligned with it, it's not coming. I'll say that again. If you are not fully aligned with it, it's not coming. And what I mean by that, yes, you can align with it energetically, on the same frequency with it, but what else does it take? It takes the work. That's when you become the alchemist of your life, the mad scientist of your life. One of my close friends and business partners, best friends actually and business partners, we call ourselves Pinky and the Brain sometimes. Because we're sitting there. Which one are you today, Pinky or the brain? you know? So we're sitting there and we know that the type of business that we have to be able to evolve and expand with what is happening on the digital landscape. So, we're always looking for ways to kind of be ahead of the change. So that requires research and it's looking at resources. And I've taken that and I've applied that to my whole life. Even, me personally, what I'm doing as I'm growing and learning new things. Like right now, I'm getting my certification in linguistic programming because that's going to be able to help me better assist you in your own growth, truthfully. And it's going to help me as well. And then, I'm looking into getting my yoga certification. Not so much necessarily because, yoga is something that I want to be a yoga, teacher or practitioner. No, not necessarily. But it's always good because, doing meditation, I want to begin to incorporate yoga into my life. But I'm the type of person where I love to understand things. It's just very exciting to expand the mind and expand your world, because that's how it's supposed to be. I feel like we are all here to evolve and to expand, to get bigger, to get better. And we cannot do that if we're so distracted by life, the negative aspects of life, the catastrophic thinking of life. I am aware that there are things happening in this world, and I am slowly doing my part. I am a prayer warrior. My energy, I meditate over and I send positive energy and vibes. I work with several different nonprofits to assist them with getting out there and reaching others through their missions. And I'm doing my part. I'm doing my part. And, if we can all get to that space where we are very respectful, we are very understanding, we are very understanding of the fact we're all not the same. We have different beliefs. We think differently. And that is okay. It's perfectly all right. I know where I stand. I know what I believe. I know where you stand. I know what you believe. And so be it. And you can have other commonalities when you move through life. I don't necessarily feel that there should be such a discord, a disconnect between us as human beings and individuals. We all want to live a happy, healthy life. We do have others that live more on that negative spectrum, and they're there. They're there. But there are those who are on the positive spectrum. So that yin and yang, that dark, that light, it's there. And we all have it within us. It's a choice. It's a choice in how we want to live our lives. So for those of you who want to bring more joy, who want to be more joyful about life, who want to level up in your own life, you have to start with you. And it's going to be how you talk to yourself. And we're going to always continue to start there. And when you start there and you look at the things you want to change, write them down. The pros and cons of your own life. The things that you know you absolutely can change and the work it's going to take to change them. Start there. Start there. So the question I want you to pose to yourself today, how are you living? Is it a life half lived, or are you fully embraced in all of it? And if you're not, now is the time to open yourself up. So you have homework. Wake up every day with a sense of gratitude. Start there. I am grateful to wake to see another day. I am grateful to see my husband. I am grateful to see my wife. I am grateful to see my children. I am grateful to wake up for my feet to hit the ground. I am grateful for my health. I am grateful to go to work. I am grateful to have food. I am grateful. Find the things that you are grateful for. For those of you who may be working towards having a home, you might be in a place where there's just that uncertainty. I am grateful to have the opportunity to change my life, to experience the things I want to experience in my life. Start there. Let's start there. That's your homework for this week. And the next week, we are going to talk about what that next is. After you've posed that question, after you've talked about these things, and after you've had that conversation with yourself, what are some of the things that we can do? So we're going to dive a little bit more into the benefits of meditation, the benefits of mindfulness activities. I'm going to talk about those two things. So as always, I thank you so much for joining me. And I'm going to shake my pom-poms because I'm going to let you know you've got this. You've got this. You have got this. You can change your life for the better. You are growing. You are evolving. You are your biggest cheerleader on this journey. So cheer for yourself. Remember to visit the website and take the self-assessment test for your opportunity to win a free copy of my book. And also, know this, you can accomplish anything in this life. You absolutely can. So I am your host, Kenya Zandrowicz. And as always, I'll be talking to you positively.
These messages will now become subliminal, but your subconscious mind will be hearing and accepting all of the positive messages. Listen to the tapes as often as you can. The more you listen, the sooner success will come.
Wake me up from this physical world. Then shake me up, so I can see the world. Oh, pick me up from the illusion world. Ooh, damn baby, kiss me up, see the white.